Hi, my beautiful stars! Tomorrow marks the official launch for Dune Awakening, so I wanted to share my top 10 tips in hopes to help any of you who might be touching the sands of Arrakis for the very first time. So, let's dive on in! Tip number 1, character creation choices. So, after you've designed how your character looks, you're then going to have some dialogue choices with the Reverend Mother to give your character a little bit more of a backstory, a little bit of flavor. The first one is going to have you choose your home planet, and then you'll also get to choose your character's social rank. Now, try not to think or stress too much about these, as they don't impact the game whatsoever. Just know that sometimes when you are speaking to some of the NPCs throughout Arrakis, you might see an option that will correlate with whatever home planet or social rank that you may have chosen. These choices, like I said, will not impact the story or change anything at all. They just help bring a little bit of flavor and RP immersion to your character. After you select your home planet as well as your social rank, she's then going to ask you who your mentor was. This you can kind of think of as almost like picking a class. However, this one you also don't really have to stress out about too much, because at the end of the day, you can actually learn all of these different classes on your one character. So I highly recommend choose whichever one sounds the most interesting to you. I would recommend not choosing a trooper solely because you can find the trooper trainer really early on in your gameplay, usually within like the first hour or two. So I highly recommend taking one of the others to start off with, since you can pick up the trooper tree very quickly. Tip number 2. As soon as your feet touch ground on Arrakis, you're going to notice in the bottom left-hand corner, your water meter is completely full. I highly recommend do not waste this time that you have, as it will take you a little bit of work to get back to the point where you're going to be having a constantly full water meter. So use this time wisely, set out, focus on the main story quests, get that first base up and going, and get that water flowing. Which leads me to tip number 3. Don't spend a whole lot of time building your first base. Soon after you get that first base set up, the main story quests are going to have you progress to the new area, and it's going to ask you to abandon your first base and set up a new one. So don't waste a lot of time trying to pick that ideal location for your first base here in this first area, as you are going to be moving on fairly quickly, so it really won't matter a whole lot. I also recommend try not making it the biggest, prettiest build you can. Just quickly throw up a little 3x3 square box and call it a day. Tip number 4. Don't underestimate how much water you truly need. I promise you that you will always need more water. Whenever you get to the point where you think you have enough, you don't. Get more. I highly recommend that every time that you go out, you fill up a blood sack or two, so that way every time you return back to your base, you can deposit more blood. Later on, you'll also get other ways, like harvesting the dew plants with a reaper, or setting up some wind traps, etc, etc. But I promise you'll always need more, so keep on stockpiling it. Because once you leave this starting zone, everything you craft pretty much is going to need water to do so. Plus, you need water to survive and drink to stay hydrated, because otherwise you don't want to end up looking like this guy. Tip number 5. Don't forget to utilize the dew plants. Early on in the game, you will have a tutorial where it teaches you how you can use these dew plants to stay hydrated. Now, when you drink from these dew plants directly, you can only fill the bar for that first third of it. You cannot go beyond that. I do highly recommend, especially if you are a solo player, when you do get to the point of extracting water from blood, you still utilize these dew plants. Whenever you start feeling thirsty, drink from a dew plant, get that third of the bar, and then you can drink from your blood purifier in order to top off. This will help you save a lot of water early on in the beginning. And then later on, you will unlock Reapers and some Leader Johns. I do highly recommend going out there during the optimal dew harvest time, which is going to be at night, right before the sun comes out. When you go up to the dew plants, it will show you as you're harvesting it, it'll either say poor or optimal harvest time. If you do it during the optimal harvest time, you can get a lot more water this way. and just fill up your leader johns during this time, go back to base, and deposit all of that water. Tip number 6, obtain the next vehicle as soon as possible. Each one of these are a huge game changer. For example, the sand bike, it allows you to progress to the next area and allows you to travel much faster than you could on foot. Then you have the buggy, which is a huge time saver in and of itself, as it allows you to mine so much more ore with the laser on top added as a module. Rather than going out and harvesting them by hand, it will save you so much time. And then you have your ornithopter, which just allows for an even faster traversal, especially when you get to the area where you have to start going down into the rift. It is so much faster to just fly down in there, do what you need to do, and then fly on out. So I highly recommend obtaining the next vehicle as soon as you can. I do also recommend make sure to fabricate a backup tool. This will allow you to store some of the vehicles into it. For instance, you can store your sand bike as well as the first tier of ornithopter in it. You cannot store the buggy, however, but I do highly recommend keeping one on hand to either put your bike or ornithopter in, whichever you're using to travel around Arrakis, so that way you don't have to worry about where you park or leave your vehicle when you're out exploring or doing a quest, going through a testing station, or anything like that, as it will be protected in that backup tool and you don't have to worry about the storm damaging it. Tip number 7, don't waste time trying to buy your first ornithopter, just craft it. I've seen a lot of content creators releasing tip videos telling you to do the exact opposite, and I thought when I first started playing this to do that same exact thing. However, I really regretted it. If I had just hopped on and started getting the materials to just craft it, I could have unlocked my ornithopter way sooner, and I could have grinded out the quest to level up my house a lot faster with an ornithopter than trying to go down into the rift multiple times on a sand bike. So again, I highly recommend don't do this. Just, especially if you have a buggy, just go out and mine the materials that you need in order to craft it. You can also find various ornithopter parts throughout different testing stations as well to help save you a little bit of time and resources needed. Tip number 8, how to recognize Drumsand as well as Quicksand. When you look on the map, Drumsand is going to be marked by solid red circles, while the Quicksand will also be red circles, but you're going to see some lines that go through it. When you drive over Drumsand, it's going to make some thumping sounds, almost like someone beating on drums. When you do traverse over this Drumsand, it will call the sandworm at a quicker rate. So just don't dilly-dally, just drive on through it and you'll be perfectly fine. For Quicksand, the biggest tip I can give you is if you come across and you start driving into quicksand, do not panic. Just try and quickly throw it in reverse, take a sharp left or right turn depending on where you entered into the sand, and just search for the quickest way out of it. If you do have a booster pack on your vehicle, make sure to use that, as it can make it a lot faster. But as long as you don't panic, you should be able to get yourself out of the quicksand, no problem. To give a quick example of quicksand, sorry for the pun, I wanted to include a short clip that I took from a previous live stream that we just did for Dune Awakening. Me and 2 other friends had gone out on a trip with our buggy. We fully loaded it up with ores and we're driving it back to the base when all of a sudden our driver didn't spot the quicksand up ahead and began to drive us through it. Instead of panicking though, well, there might have been a little bit of panic, but our driver kept a cool head and he was able to get us out of the quicksand. So this is just to kind of hopefully showcase that if you do find yourself here in the sand, don't worry, you can get out of it. Bro, that's quicksand.
Oh shit. Sorry, I was not looking at that.
It's okay.
I think we can get through it.
Oh no, we're good. We're good. We got this. We got this. That was just almost really bad.
Jeez.
Tip number 9. Don't forget to complete the quests for the other trainers as well. So in the beginning, you are going to pick which one to start with. However, you can train every single class as well. You just have to find the various trainers throughout the world, complete a quest for them, and then they'll unlock the tree. And then as you progress through the tree, you're going to want to find them again, complete another quest, and then you can start unlocking the more advanced perks for them as well. So I highly recommend take a look around the map, find those other trainers, and get their quests done. And my final tip for all of you guys is don't be afraid to explore and don't feel like you need to rush to the deep desert. There is so much to uncover here on Arrakis, from the testing stations to just random camps and other landmarks, the different contract boards, the trainer quests, the main story quest. There are hours upon hours upon hours of content for you to enjoy and explore at your own rate. So I do highly recommend it. Take your time with it, have fun, and play it the way that you want. That deep desert will be there at whatever point you get to it. So don't stress out too much. And honestly, some of the best moments I've experienced in this game have come from doing just that, running around aimlessly with my friends and just seeing whatever happens. I am going to include a short clip here next, just to kind of showcase a little bit of the shenanigans that we've gotten into just by having fun and exploring the map.
Oh god! Oh god! Mom! 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 It's okay, we're fine.
There it is.
Yeah, I don't think, see, like that's not for the crash scene. That was for you, Coop.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah, he was straight coming for that ass.
Oh,
Somebody got caught.
Somebody got
They're getting eaten.
And they're in the desert.
Oh!
No!
Let's go!
Oh no!
Man, that plane fucked him so bad.
Oh
How would you like to
wow.
get frozen and then eaten by the sandworm?
Dude.
Right?
Big suck.
Whoever's got eaten by the worm.
Right, I'm so happy we got to watch that though. That was because I heard the thing go off from the ship and we turned around and then there was the worm too. Like, oh no.
A few moments later.
Yeah, by the way, the character that died in that thing was me.
No way.
You got
Yeah.
that was you that got killed by the worm?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
Are
got,
you kidding me?
You got froze by the ship and then eaten? Oh
Yep.
no.
And I can't even
Also,
get back to my
I
body.
said eaten, like it's
Oh,
a
yeah, no,
fucking
you're
Your
worm.
body doesn't exist.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you
it's
get by
not.
the worm, that's it.
No,
you lose
yeah.
everything.
And there you have it. Those would be my 10 top tips to give to all of you new players that are about to land on Arrakis for the very first time. If you did find any of these to be helpful, I would greatly appreciate if you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for even more Dune content. And of course, if there's anything else you would like to see me cover, make sure to leave a comment down below. But until then, guys, I hope you have so much fun on Arrakis. This is a truly, truly amazing game. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!